Hi, this is America's Pastor inviting you to stay tuned for the world's greatest boxing commentary as he continues on the road to 10,000. Now he's back at it like a crack addict, giving you boxing geekers that work. I want you to put your hands together and give him some love as we welcome the one, the only, TDub.
Yeah! What up with it? Smash that like for your boy. Yeah! Smash that like on site. Smash that like on site. Yeah! Smash that like on site. What? Okay. I'm reloading. Yeah! TDub in the building. What? Smash that like on site is what you feeling. Yeah. All right, guys, let's get it. All right, guys, your boy TDub. Listen, I'm back at like a crack addict giving you boxing geek girls this work. I am working from home. Wanted to go live around 2, but you know, man, I had to do my 9 to 5 first. Found a little bit break in the window, threw some things together, and you know how your boy TDub do it. I give it to you raw, unedited. I'm back at it like a crack addict giving you boxing geekers this work, guys. Yes, sir. Hit that like button for your boy TDub. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the notification bell so whenever I go live, you will get it, guys. And since I don't get a chance to do as many videos, I do have my young one. He has pneumonia, right? So he's very sick. He has pneumonia. And I am on, double daddy duty nowadays. But you know, this is my boxing family. I got to come back and give you guys this work. And I want to talk about a couple things while I got your time. Thank you for giving me your time. I appreciate it. Guys, Luis Ortiz versus Prince Charles, a.k.a. the Demigod, a.k.a. the Chosen One, a.k.a. the original Prince Aladdin. Guys, what do you think, man? What do you think about that fight? You know, if you're watching this afterwards, just, think to yourself. You can comment below. It doesn't matter. Let me know. I'll read it and get back to you. I got to say this. I thought Charles Martin looked better than I expected. I'm not trying to say I expected him bad, but I expected a good Charles Martin. I even said, hey, man, I think Ortiz has the more skills, but Charles Martin does have this little power. I don't think he gets credit for having a pretty good pop on him. But I was like, man, his time is going to be the time to actually catch up with Ortiz. And I think we really got a mix of all of that in this fight. I think we saw a better Charles Martin. I think I would have liked to see him, a little bit more of that killer instinct, when he dropped Ortiz. But I get it. You don't want to run up against somebody who can counterpunch like Luis Ortiz. But 2 knockdowns by Charles Martin. My money was on Ortiz, but part of me was pulling for Charles Martin. Because just simply because he's originally from, St. Louis. I don't know if he claims it anymore or how much ties he has here. But I learned more about the Demigod than I originally knew. To be honest, I didn't know much about Prince Charles Martin at first, because he really wasn't talked about in St. Louis like that. It was, Devin Alexander was popular back then, and I can't think of the other St. Louis boys. The one that Zab Judah came here and fought with Nelly coming out, and Zab ended up getting that rematch win. I can't think of his name right now, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And, when Charles Martin became champion, and then and about, I don't know, maybe less than 3 months later, went over to fight Anthony Joshua, and then the whole, little build up to Anthony Joshua, and he lost Anthony Joshua. I learned more from Charles Martin, from the time he became champion until now. I learned more for him, but I have to respect the skills of Luis Ortiz because this guy can fight. Them Cuban guys can fight, and he's maybe because he's a heavyweight, he's not, somebody he's not an Eris Landy Laura. Let me say that. He's not somebody who would move a lot. He's not a, what's my little guy? Regan Dial, whatever, how he says his name. I know people say it, enunciated different ways, but Regan Dial, he's not like that, right? You know, and like I said, it could be because of the heavyweight. He's coming forward, southpaw position, right? Trying to get close to the longer man. And Charles Martin was doing well, right? Charles Martin was up on the scorecards, 2 knockdowns, 2 separate rounds. And man, Ortiz caught him with the okie doke. Now, if you're a shorter fighter, one of your advantages is it's like an overhand shot. And Ortiz set this shot up so well. See, it just wasn't a come forward overhand. You know, Ortiz kind of gave a little dip with it, which you don't know if he's going to the body. You don't know if he's just trying to slip a shot. And next thing you know, by you being a taller fighter, your hands are not right here. Your hands are at best a lot of times about right here because you want to see. And them overhand shots are still aiming to come down on top of the cranium. And then when Ortiz did a little dip through that little left hand, and listen, remember, it's not a dip like this here that's telegraphed. When you dip in that hand, man, you would not believe how blind in real life a lot of fighters is to that shot. Like, by the time you see it and you do, it's too late. By the time you realize what's coming, you have time enough to say in your mind, oh, boom, you're hit. You're not going to have the movement. And man, when he hit Charles Martin like hit the little sideways pose like this here, dropped his hands, and Ortiz went to whamming on him. At that time, at that particular time, I would not have been anywhere judging the referee if he would have stopped the fight, because at that time Charles Martin was a defenseless guy for the pretty much when Ortiz was smacking him upside the head. Charles was trying to talk to him like, bro, what you doing? What you hit me? What you hit me for? You know, he getting hit, and then he going from the corner all to the rope, then his back get turned, and Ortiz, listen, at this point, Ortiz don't care if he's hitting clean or not. Ortiz throwing shots in the back of the head, back of the neck, the shoulder. He was just trying to literally beat Charles Martin down to the ground. And he got the knockdown. I'm like, oh, man, right? So Charles Martin get up, and now it's time to proceed. They fight again. You can tell Charles Martin's still hurt. He's still trying to fight, trying to hold on. And what he did was, because I don't think he was really hit as much. I mean, he was hit, but he was doing that leaning forward because he was kind of off balance. He was trying to hold on to Ortiz. And as Ortiz going backwards, it's, you know, from a hurt fighter, it's hard to regain your composure. So he goes down for a second time. He gets up, still a little on shaky legs. You know, he was up like, you know, yeah, what's up? Oh. And a lot of times that's to show frustration that you're mad, kind of like Sean Porter did. You know, that you're not hurt, but you're just upset about what happened. And to me, it looked like the fight should have went on a little bit longer. If that was me personally, I would have allowed the fight to go on a little bit longer. And then if Charles Martin would have been in some more trouble, then I could see stopping the fight. But to me, I mean, listen, man, I would have wanted to see it go on a little bit longer. Could have been the same result, you know, or Charles Martin could have hung out to the end of the round. We would never know. But that's my thoughts on that. But all right, guys, let's jump into this. I'm going to talk about Teofimo Lopez first, right? I was trying to get my, where I can show you my background. But I couldn't get it up fast enough. Like when I play that intro, I play the intro for a few reasons for you guys. I play the intro for anyone that has to watch a commercial, you know, and listen, I don't mind, you know, watching them things. I don't mind because, if I'm not getting super chats or cash apps, I have to get the crumbs of a penny that come through the views. So I don't mind if you watch it or click on it. I don't mind with the commercials. But so I play this, little thing that can buy time, and also it allows me on the back end to be able to stir things up and try to correct myself and get things right before I go live. But all right, guys, this is what I ran across, right? And I want your thoughts on this. Again, I am TDub, I am Whatsblazing Sports. Please subscribe to the channel. Sharing is caring. Hit the notification bell, guy. Listen, man, you don't see the vehicle, but we are on the road to 10,000, guys, and I would need your help to be on that road. Join the team in every video going forward. Discussion, live videos, fight night videos, debating videos, whatever. Be there for it to say you was there on that road. Let's get it. Teofimo Lopez predicts I would become undisputed at 140 in 2022. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Let me turn this down. What are your thoughts? Because I am working over here too, guys. Hold on. This is my work thing. Boop. What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts? Teofimo Lopez predicts I will become undisputed at 140 in 2022. Some of it sound like, for me, it's like, man, bro, you still got kind of unfinished business at 135. Like, that's part of me. Like, listen, man, I'm not trying to say you got to just stay at 135. I get it. It's tougher to make the weight. But, man, right now, people last image of you is not like you're leaving 135, on a high note. You're leaving 135 on a bitter note because you was bitter at the end of the fight. Like, even if you would have lost to Cambosos and you'd have been like, yeah, I lost, even though I said like this, I know I lost, the weight started getting to me, better man won tonight, it's okay. But I'm not sure I can make the weight in the class no more. I'm going to 140 and I'm going to grind myself up, become a champion, and strive for being undisputed at 140. But because of the words you said and how Camboso was putting hands on you and taunting you, you're the taunterer. He was taunting you in the fight, making fun of you, laughing at you, backing you up, walking you into punches, hitting you. And then what you said afterwards, and all the stuff that you said about Deontay Wilder, right? Calling him a B and making excuses. And that is exactly what you did. It's like when Billy Joe Saunders was making fun of Daniel Dubois. And then look what happened to Billy Joe Saunders. Teofimo Lopez making fun of Deontay Wilder. And look what happened to Teofimo Lopez. And now he's talking about going up to 2022. But let's see what we can find in this article. I want to show this to y'all, but it's okay. I got you. I got your back. Oh, I gotta click on it, huh? Let me click into it. See, I only saw the top of it. I'm like, okay, let's talk about this. Let's see. Teofimo Lopez, 16 wins, 1 loss, 12 wins by knockout. Already became undisputed at 135 in 2020, and now he's moving up to lightweight to duplicate that accomplishment. Guys, how many of you guys really, really see Lopez as undisputed? Cannot be disputed at 135, and he was truly the undisputed champion? Or do you see a little, I don't know about that. It's not quite so clear to me that you was undisputed. And whatever side of the line you fall on that's completely up to you. I get it. Let's see. Immediately after Lopez posted on Twitter his prediction of becoming undisputed champion at 140 this year, he was dumped on by the fans. Whoa. Well, who would have saw that coming? He was dumped on by the fans. Let's see. Teofimo's recent defeat at the hands of George Cambosos Jr. November 27 has resulted in him being written off by people. The fans are factoring in that Teofimo fought a life-threatening injury and was weight drained. It was like Teofimo waving a red flag in the face of a herd of angry bulls, as the response was immediate, with fans tearing into him. Woo! Fans ain't giving him a break. Listen, man, I'm telling you, fans. All right, you know what? I might go. Let's go. I'm gonna go to his Twitter. Let me go to his Twitter and look at that post. Okay, here I got it. I got the post. Let's see. I got the post. Here we go. His post says, I will become undisputed again, but at junior welterweight, hashtag the takeover. And then I guess he must have answered the question to Top Rank. Top Rank says, what is a bold prediction for 2022? I mean, you know what? Listen, they did ask him for a bold prediction, and that's a bold prediction, right? After not defending what you consider undisputed 135, one, you predicting to do it at 140. Some people might think that's harder. I don't know. You know what? If Josh Taylor, I don't know if Josh, but I don't man. Is Josh Taylor gonna still keep all the belts? See, my thing is, once you're undisputed, do you try to hold on to all the titles until somebody beats you, and then make that person an instant undisputed champion, which is basically one title shot, or that after you become undisputed and you at least defend it once, do you say, okay, here are the Infinity Stones, and scatter them out and make people have to work to get what you achieved? I mean, like I said, different opinions on that. Comment below and let me know, what do you think about that? So let me see that. Let me see if I can click into this. Okay, I don't want to make a comment. I just click on it. Let me see. Here we go. This is it. I'm on the comment. I'm on the post. The post says, I will become undisputed again, but at junior welterweight. Let's see. Let me see. Jesus, I would franchise WBC, which is above the world. Is this him? Or which is above the world champion? It's like super champion for the WA. Undisputed is correct. Oh, okay. This must be some people that must be. This guy must be defending being undisputed, because he's saying Jesus. But this is not Lopez though, because this is somebody else. This Paul D. Whatever he's I don't know. Undisputed is correct. Even Solomon called him undisputed. Of course they will, because it does sanction the body. They want to sell whatever they try to sell to you. Jagger Diamond says, WBC made a mockery with the franchise French fries. P.S. Not undisputed. See, the thing is, if you hate Canelo or love Canelo, even if you don't like the way he became undisputed at 168, you cannot argue that he was undisputed. Doesn't matter if you think he pretty much bought the belts. He had the weakest road to undisputed. Doesn't matter what you think. You can't argue the fact that he's undisputed. So let's see. Somebody replied to Teofimo Lopez, why not cruiserweight? Somebody else said, because Canelo was there, ain't nobody want no part of the GOAT. The GOAT? Whoa, I ain't even heard this yet. Canelo's the GOAT? Okay. Wow. Easy says, LOL, Josh Taylor and Progress beat the brakes off you. Montana Love beats the brakes off you. Brandon Lee probably stops you completely. Woo! Listen, man. Hey, I'm going to say that 140, especially if, let's say Josh Taylor, he has a fight coming up, and let's say he defends his title. He say, you know what? I defend it. I'm going to give it up. I'm moving to 147. Or even if let's say if he just drops, I don't know, 3 of his belts. And, he can still try to collect them again, become 2-time undisputed. But, man, oh, man, if he moves up, man, Lopez versus Regis Prograis, ooh, Josh Taylor, Montana Love, Brandon Lee, ooh. Boy, listen, man. Let's see it. Listen, if he ain't going to stay at 135, listen, I am glad that Lopez is talking about coming back. What's up with you? Oh, man. Why, bro? Why? When I do get somebody, man, come on, bro. Come on. Do your boy right, man. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that, champ. All right. Make sure this phone is plugged in. All right. Let's see. What else we got? Let's see. Eddie Brock. If the WBC said he's undisputed. You are any authority on this? Okay. All right. Good luck at 140. Got some real dogs, way better than Cambosos. Let's see. Let's get it. People laugh. Some people laughing at it. Some saying you're never undisputed. This boxing habit. And then somebody else, Foxy says, you're never undisputed, homie. Unified, but not undisputed. You need to stop lying to yourself. It's already cost you. Ooh-wee. Guys, listen, man. What are your thoughts on that? Listen, first of all, I like that Lopez is talking about fighting again. I'm glad he's not talking about retiring. One loss should not retire a fighter. One loss definitely changes your path because you lost. You either got to get back that loss or you got to go back to the drawing board. But it stops whatever you had planned to keep moving up. It slows you down. But I'm glad he's talking about coming back. I do believe he needs to do some, I don't want to say soul searching, but definitely some thinking, and maybe some meditation, about where he's at, about his fight, about his game planning, going to the fights, and realizing what is up there at 140. And it could be possibly, I'm not saying just straight talent-wise, 'cause I think there's some, man, the talent-wise at 135 I think it's probably some of the dopest, but just some heavy hitters, like some good boxer and heavy hitters at 140. 135 has, like Trevante Davis, David Haney, Lomachenko, Cambosos now. They got some nice fighters there. All right, guys, let's get ready to move on to Demetrius Andrade. Guys, I don't know where to go with this. They talking about he should move up to 168. Should he stay at 160? That's a debate. And I'm a guy that I am one of those that I want to see Demetrius Andrade fight some of these guys. And it's not like I got him heavily favored to beat all these guys. I just think that it can be competitive. And I think that he can give some of these guys some of the tougher competition. And possibly beat some of these guys. But we're not seeing him ever in the mix. So, back in the day, when the Zone first started trying to make their mark into the USA, they got like Jesse Vargas, Demetrius Andrade, Big Baby Miller, maybe one or two more people. And Andrade was part of those names. And then that's when they got all the rest of the fighters after that. But it seemed like since he's been with the Zone, he's just been fighting mandatories. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with fighting mandatory. You're giving the guys a shot, but you are never, it's like, that's your every fight is a mandatory. You fight mandatory before they're a mandatory. For anybody mandated, you're fighting them. And, and Demetrius Andrade is a skillful fighter, but man, like, he's stalemate. His stardom hasn't went anywhere. It could have went down some. They only want to see him fight Jamal Charlo, which is probably one of the hardest fights to make because of talking two different networks. His own network don't push him versus Triple G, him versus Jaime Maguire. Now they do push Triple G versus Jaime Maguire, but like even his own network don't want to see him fight people in his own network. Now, if Demetrius Andrade, if he's on the verge or close to being out of his contract, man, I really hope he do some work with the PBC. I really hope. Listen, if he moves up to 168, if he moves up, because they're talking about moving up to 168 to become Canelo's mandatory. Listen, guys, listen. Look at me. Look at me. I know, just look at me real quick. Look at me. If he becomes Canelo mandatory 168, sanctioned body probably won't even call it. Even if they do call it. Canelo would drop the belt because he don't need to keep the belts. He already did what he set out to do. Become undisputed. Now he don't have to fight the next 5 fights trying to rock every belt. Now if he had one belt, I understand. But he got all of them. He doesn't need all of them. He did it. He got them all. He did it. And he doesn't want to fight Demetrius Andrade. He's poking fun. He's laughing at Demetrius Andrade. He's the big kid on top, laughing at the guy at the bottom. He don't want to give him a shot. He talking about Demetrius Andrade just want a payday. But everybody he fights wants a payday, because it is a prize boxing. They fight for a prize. So who don't fight for a payday? Who don't? Whoever don't fight for a payday and prize fighting is not doing themselves justice. I'm just saying that. American Bound Travel Ability TDub, what it do? Salute, yes, salute, man. I'm home, I'm working. I got a sick little baby, man. It's so sick. Got pneumonia, not little dub. But I'm home, working, doing my thing, But so Demetrius Andrade, should he stay at 160, or should he move to 168? Now, if he moves to 168, he's not a champion, right? He's not a champion anymore. That means he had to vacate his title and move up in hopes to get a shot at Canelo, who has all the belts. And the only way he would get a shot if Canelo drops the belt, not a Canelo, but get a title shot, if Canelo drops the belt, then he has to fight someone else for the title to become a champion in 168. But you know what? I find it crazy that the fans are getting robbed. Like, we are, not only are some fighters not getting the fights they want, like Demetrius Andrade, but fans, guys, it's like we have been groomed to accept lacklusters. No, I hate this, not quite lackluster, but it's like if Mama used to bake whole pies. Now she bake quarter pie. Like, and you get so used to these quarter pies that you think they're whole pies. Like, we're not getting Jamal Charlo Canelo, Jamal Charlo Demetrius Andrade, Demetrius Andrade versus Triple G. We're not getting that. We're not. We're getting, Jamal Charlo champion, so he fights these certain people. Andrade a champion, he fights these certain people. Triple G a champion, he fights these certain people. They all get a title and just want to keep a title and not want to risk it to unify. Otherwise, explain to me, how come they haven't unified? That the only person that unified is Canelo in less than a year. Cross the networks. Now, I'm not talking about Jamal Charlo, because Jamal Charlo, I think he's getting ready to run it back for Undisputed. I give him credit. Let's see. Give him credit. Sip my coffee. But look, man, part of me feel bad for Demetrius Andrade. I want to see him get the big fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, win or lose, get the big fights. We're not getting it. And if we're not getting it, then you're not getting big fight. Like, you're not getting it. Has boxing become to whenever my favorite fighter get a title, that I want to see him fight anybody else but somebody who can be a threat to that title? Is that where we at? Is that where we at? Where if my favorite fighter get a title, I don't want to see him fight anyone else that's a threat to that title. I want to see my favorite fighter keep winning and not lose. And if your fighter is a threat to him, then I'm going to say, who has he fought? Who has he beat? He ain't nobody. He needs to run a gauntlet before he can fight my guy. This ain't the old days. Listen, guys. You know what? This ain't the Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler. This ain't those days no more. I mean, we went from at least getting these guys to fight, several times, to fight maybe once or twice, maybe once, to now, them even fighting up once is, it's tough. It's like we get Amir Khan and Kell Brook. We get Amir Khan and Kell Brook is getting ready to fight. That's not even a big fight no more. Not over here. At one point, that would have been a nice fight over here. Maybe it's still a big fight to the UK because it's just seeing who will win between them guys. That's not a big fight over here. Amir Khan, One of the reasons why it's not a big fight is because people's thoughts have changed about each fighter because of losses, way they lost, things they said that led to the loss or after the loss has changed people's opinion and thoughts on the fighters. And now it looks like, to me, in my opinion, Kell Brook versus Amir Khan is strictly a money fight. And I don't know how they twist Amir Khan on to get this fight. Because in my opinion, he's the one that ducked it the most. It has become more of business instead of a sport. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. It's like, think about this, man. Think about this, right? Gervonta Davis versus Lomachenko. I love to see it. The crazy thing is, we might not see it. Or if we see it, it could be 3-4 years from now, when Lomachenko would definitely be on a downfall. We just don't get it, man. It's like, I understand why UFC fans are UFC fans. Because, I mean, it is way more of a business. It is a popularity in business. Ryan Garcia has never been a champion, but he's turned down title fights because he says who has the title haven't done nothing or enough to fight him. And he has never been a champion. Let that sink in. He has never been a champion. He has an opportunity to become a champion by fighting the champion. And he turns down the fight versus the champion and asks the champion, who have you fought? I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. And you know what? If Teofimo Lopez, you know, and no, I'm not talking about Lopez 2.0. Lopez 2.0 to me is Kambosos. Now I haven't researched yet, but I heard that he's come around to fight Devin Haney. But I haven't researched that yet. I will do a video about that once I research and confirm that. Until then, he's Lopez 2.0. You talk one way before you become the champion. Then when you become the champion, you are a different person. I mean, just visually. It not just, okay, I'm the champion now. You, like, your whole attitude, everything you say, you talk, you act, your word is not your bond no more. You know, back in the days, word used to be a man's bond. You know, it wasn't always a handshake. It was just agreed upon. I agree, you agree. Boom, that was a bond. Not no more. Not no more. Remember, it went from being that was your bond to if it's in writing. Now it's, I don't know what it is. But Teofimo Lopez, he seemed like a guy that had a lot of potential. I didn't see what came after he beat Lomachenko beforehand until after he beat Lomachenko. The same with Kambosos. Kambosos said, listen, Lopez, you're not undisputed. You got to fight Haney. After I beat you, I'm going to go fight Haney. Then the moment Kambosos beat the guy he called not undisputed, now Kambosos is claiming undisputed. And said, and making more reasons why he's not going to fight Haney and he's going to fight Lomachenko. Now Lopez is saying that I'm going to become undisputed at junior welterweight. Guys, I like that he wants to fight again. I like that his mind is looking forward to still fighting. Maybe those words right now, I don't think those words are the best public words because of his last public statements, and there's been like a lot of reasons why he lost. He was weight drained. He had oxygen in his lungs, air in his lungs. He had an injury. The zone set him up. You know, it was just so much that was afterwards that what he said, and then he said, I won 10 rounds to 2. First, it was all the reason why he lost, and then it was I really didn't lose. I won 10 rounds to 2, maybe 11 to 1. And now all of a sudden he doesn't want he's done with that division, moving up to 140. And listen, if he moves to 140, I'm watching. If they say Lopez versus Regis Prograis or Josh Taylor, I'm watching. I'm like, okay. Because I tell you right there, man. Listen, I want to see it. I want to see it. And I think it's a lot of tough fights at 140. But if Lopez can get through those tough fights, and if he can do what he say, become undisputed, listen, I take my hat off to him. I take my hat off to him. He do that. He may or may not come unscathed, but I do that. Let's see. If Gibson leaves, Paul, what's up with you, champ? Says if Theo keeps his dad as trainer, his career could go down like the Titanic. I mean, listen, bro. To me, I think his dad mindset was in the wrong place. I think both their mindsets was in the wrong place. Teofimo Lopez, when I looked at his box rec, he only got like 16, 17 fights. He got like 17 total fights, something like that, right? I had it somewhere earlier. He had like 17 or some total fights. They were already looking at surpassing Floyd Mayweather. Listen, man. You can't be here and take a step here. Matter of fact, you shouldn't even look here. Set your goals. Boom, 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 boom. You know, set a goal, achieve that one. Set a goal, achieve that one. But sometimes it's like this here, right? If a person cannot run a mile without getting tired, then they probably shouldn't say, you know, I'm going to go out and I'm going to win a marathon, the next race. No, maybe you should go out, run a mile, get used to that mile, conquer that. And then go out and run a 5K and get used to that. You know what I'm saying? And a 10K, whatever, get used to that. Work your way up. But when his dad came out and said, oh man, when we lost, now Floyd Mayweather gonna be like, I got that one. Man, if you think Floyd Mayweather was looking at Teofimo Lopez after he lost, said, yeah, I got that one. He's not even looking at Lopez like that. The guy got 16 wins. The person I thought Floyd Mayweather was looking at like that was Deontay Wilder. Why? Before Wilder took a loss, Floyd Mayweather, in my opinion, showed no love. After he lost, man, you know, he's American. I'm American. You know, I train him. Then he wanted to give him tips. But, you know what, man? Like I said, man, listen, dropping your father, that might be hard. And that might be hard mental. But maybe he should say this. Hey, Dad, all right? After watching the fight, for real, and listening to the corner instructions, I don't feel I got the best instructions to make the best judgment. I love you, Dad. You'll always be a part of, you know, Team Lopez. You are Lopez. But I might want to, you know, I might look into getting a new head coach. Now you're going to be the second, but I'm looking to get a new head coach to work with you to give me, you know, different looks, because I think it's time for me in my career to change it up. His dad might not always like it, but if his dad want to support his son, still be in the camp, still do the miss with him, still be there with him, then he might end up accepting that and being comfortable with that role. But, you know, to me, that was a letdown on Lopez's part and his father's part for making zero adjustments against Kambosos. Zero adjustments against Kambosos. But all right, guys, I think that's all I have. I appreciate you guys coming, man. Sharing, hitting the like video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Gibson said his dad is full of crap, and Theo believes every word of it. If Papa told Theo keep BS excuses and Theo keeping believing them, they'll never think they need a change. But you know what? Then that's just how I roll, bro. Listen, bro. If Teofimo Lopez is Titanic, or the captain of his own Titanic, and if he chooses to keep his father, and if sometimes the captain go down with the ship, what it is. What it is. Listen. I think his father is too much in the stardom. He's not just a trainer, but he also becoming, maybe Hollywood with it as well, and setting goals that shouldn't be a goal right now. I don't think topping Floyd Mayweather should even be a goal right now. Even if you became undisputed after 135, which I would dispute that, that still wouldn't top Floyd Mayweather. But we have to see, man. If it doesn't look like he's gonna fight Kambosos, and when he move up to 140, to be honest, watching those fights, it's everybody gonna be talking about the laws. He's not moving to 140 on a high note. He's moving to 140 on a low note. It's like a cruiserweight. Just got his ass with a cruiserweight and say, you know what? I'm going to be undisputed heavyweight. Like, bro, you just got your butt with the cruiserweight. And now you got Wilder, Fury, Joshua, White, Ortiz. Man, bro, listen, I ain't saying you can't do it, but that's a tough road, bro. It's some bangers up there. But listen, bro, if he do it, I'm not gonna knock a fighter for continuing. This is his career. He doesn't want to fight Kambosos. He don't want to run it back. He don't want to fight 135 again. He wants to move at 140. To me, I would say, maybe just becoming the champion at 140 first. Maybe get his footwork wet. Listen, man, move up to 140. Get a light touch. Remember, you coming off of a L, bro. You coming off of a loss that you thought you won and you lost. Even Kambosos said you delusional. Go up there and get a win. Win at 140. And then after you get that win at 140, you get comfortable to the weight class. Then you might have to get that smoke with some region pro grades. Josh Taylor, Brandon Lee. Then you might get some of that smoke. Right now I'm still looking at Teofimo Lopez's Twitter. His Twitter is where he put, I will become undisputed again, but at junior welterweight. See, I don't think, to be honest, it's like, because the way he left the last fight, a lot of people, it's like, they don't want to hear this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not what they want to hear right now. And I'm not even going to say that's a bad way of thinking. It's just that, I don't know, after getting beat like that and your excuses, there's literally 7 or 8 either excuses you call them or reasons you call him why he lost. There's all of that. Weight drain. Injured before the fight. Oxygen in his air, in his lungs. Blood in his veins. The zone. Eddie Hearn set him up. He really didn't lose. He won. It was just too many excuses. And then your next words is, I'm going to be undisputed in the next class. I already did it at 135. I'm going to do it at 140. But listen. In 135, they made up a franchise title. Right now, there isn't a franchise title in 140. I wouldn't be surprised if Lopez requests a 135 franchise title. I don't think he'll get it. Jesus Christ, following the building, what it do? To the TDub, thanks for putting in that work. Yes, sir, you already know, man. Jesus Christ follower, Lopez father does not have his best interest at heart. Why would he allow his son bank account to get down to 20,000 at the time he was considered suicide because his wife left him? Guy, listen, man. I was about to go, but I'm gonna speak on this. Guys, I think a man's biggest weakness is a woman. When your heart is hurt, man, that is some hard to get over. Especially if you're married and you think she's the most beautiful woman in the world. And this most beautiful woman in the world that you don't want another man to ever touch again but you. And she leaves you. You're losing something that you don't want to let go. And she leaves you. And every night she's not with you, you thinking about somebody knighting her. Listen, man. Listen. Can I be honest with you guys? I'll be honest. Can I be honest with you guys? Hold on. Shout out to my boy, Jesus Christ Father, always the best commentary. Thank you, sir. 10 logs on a fire just to keep the blaze burning. Yes, sir. Thank you, bro. I'm trying to keep giving it to you, man. I got my little one over here. You guys met Little Dub. I was debating if I should introduce Baby Dub to my boxing or use Baby Dub for my fishing. I got Baby Dub too. He's sick with pneumonia, doing very bad. So I've been taking care of him, working from home for a little bit. But listen, can I be honest with you guys? Can I be honest? TDub, I never been married, but I've been in a position to where I had a woman, loved her, wanted to be the only person with her, and then she don't want you no more. Typically it's for another man. And she leaves you. And man, I'm telling you right now, when a woman's mind is made up, boy, I'm telling you, they can be more brutal than men. They can be, see, men sometimes, yeah, we'll leave, but we kind of like, got a little soft side of us. Women, when their mind's made up, when they moving on, they can be cold-blooded. And the softer you are, the more you beg. Baby, please, listen, I want us to work. It's literally like pushing them further away. Or you getting small and they're getting tall and looking down at you. They're like, no, I am done. It's like, God, listen, think about some of your past lives. Because I can't be the only one. Where you cared about somebody you wanted to be in, for whatever reason, she wanted to be out. And the more you talk sweet about trying to make it work and be with her, it's like it just added fuel to a fire. No, then why you didn't work it out when I asked you 3 years ago to this and you didn't? They bring up every negative thing in the world to use against why they making this decision. So back to Teofimo Lopez, because Jesus Christ follower brought up about his wife left him. So his count get down to $20. His dad's supposed to be helping him, and his wife leaves him. And I don't know for sure, but I heard that she left him for I'm saying, bro, that is tough to get over. Jesus Christ Father said Lopez is being used by everybody in his family, and nobody is looking out for his money or his well-being. He needs to fire his father and get a real world-class trainer like Robert Garcia. Now, to me, I wouldn't fire his father right now, but I would demote him, because Teofimo Lopez needs some type of comfort, but his father is not acting like a great leader right now. As a coach, he's not even saying the right things in public. Think about it. His father walked into a Cambosa's training camp, and I think somebody put hands on him there. I think it should be like a slow wing off. You know what I'm saying? That way it's mental for, because the Lopez just cut him right now, his father. Then the father like, okay, you're going to betray me? Your father? Well, don't come to any family this, and don't do, and that could be a whole little psychological thing that he has about her. But he does, I think he needs a change of pace of who's in his leading the camp, the voice that he should listen to, the voice inside the ring. Because in the Camboso fight, he didn't get no instructions. There was no, hey son, okay, this bully tactic, this come forward, no fainting, no pump faking, just throwing whatever. This whole I'm gonna knock, like, listen, I get it. We try to be LL Cool J. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama say knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. You know, okay, look, son, that's not working. Okay, I get it. We just can't go knock him out right now. We have to do a change of plan. He's walking us into a big shot. We have to start setting our own traps. Because right now, we are the mouse, and he is putting some cheese out in front of us, and then he's swatting us. He is doing what Tom Cat wanted to do to Jerry all this time. He's winning. He didn't get nothing. But listen, man, stubbornness and unwilling to change could be his downfall. Because if he thought he was winning, his dad thought he was winning, then and if they felt right now that their game plan was working to a T, because no matter, see, here is why I am going to not look at the excuses that everybody said about him having oxygen in his lungs, you know, which he could have died from, having blood in his veins, you know, having 5 fingers on one hand, you know. What else was it? Already had a pre-injury. The zone set him up. The fact is that him and his dad said they won 10 rounds out of 2, which means they believed they were winning. Now, as a fighter, sometimes, now if a fighter is really winning, then, like me for instance, right? When I was in a fight, and it was a fight that I came into that fight with a messed up shoulder. I left that fight with that messed up shoulder being a torn rotator cuff. I was under the weather with an injured shoulder. I had no energy from second 1. So I was like, man, I told my coach, how you feel? I said, I don't feel good, coach. You know, I said, I got no energy. This was before the fight started. So I was like, man, okay, let me try to box this guy, right? So I went out there. I won the first round, in my opinion. See, when a fighter know he wins, when you clearly won, you hit and you ain't getting hit. And after that first round was over, I was coming back like, I was breathing all deep because I was under the weather. And I was pulling punches without putting enough power on it because I had a torn rotator cuff. And I went out there, and them next few rounds, I was tired. I mean, not just tired, I was getting hit. So when the fight was over with, to be honest, I was like, man, I didn't know if I won or lost. I ended up winning the fight, but I didn't know if I won or lost. Because you're in the fight. You just know, okay, damn, he got me some, and then you getting him some, and you don't know how the judges calling it. But then that's why a lot of fighters say, I got to go back and watch it on film. Because when I watch it on film, now I can watch it like you guys watching it, and like, okay. I took the first round. All right, he got the second round. I took the third round. Then, okay, I can judge it better. But his father should have been able to have that view. His father should have been able to say, okay, son, the reason we got dropped in that first round because we just lunged it in there. No, it never stopped. But let's see what happens next, guys. Again, man, listen, I appreciate you guys rocking with me. I was going to drop a video. I'm going to get back to posting videos, too, because I can't always go live. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shoot videos like this and repost them up so you guys can have them. Maybe bite-sized, keep them under 10 minutes. Let me know what you think about it. Comment below. Let me know. It's your boy TDub was Blazing the Sports. I am back at it, like a crack at it, giving you boxing geekers this work. Lola, take us out.
What?